Good morning. Today we discuss about the introduction to control system, module 1. Okay. So before going to the introduction, so we know that the concepts of automatic control has become very important position in this advancement of modern science. Okay. So automatic control system have played a very important role in the advancements and the improvement of engineering skills or technical skills. So if you look at every day in your day-to-day life, which is influenced by some sort of control system, some sort of control system. So concept of control system is also plays an important role in the working of space vehicles, satellites, because we are controlling these satellites and space vehicles from the remote locations and guided missiles. So these are all which are done through control system, only. And such control systems are now integral part of this modern industrialization as well as industrial process and also for home appliances as well. We know that for home appliances we can have geyser and all those. We can have a control on the temperature and this one oven also. We can have a control on the temperature as well as the time. So and you can take the water purifier system also. It can we have a different control system in your home appliances as well and the fan. Okay, so control systems are found in number of practical applications, as we know that the computerized control systems also we have. So in the case of chemical industries, we can use the computerized control system, and also mechanical industries like CNC machines. So computer numerically controlled machines. So those are all comes under this control system. So which is computerized control systems we can call that, and as well as transportation systems also, and power systems and temperature limiting systems, robotics. Many, we can say many are there. We can say many are there. So hence it is very important for any engineer to get familiar with these concepts of such control system analysis as well as designing of this particular control system. So what we discuss in this introduction part is what are the concepts of control, what are the concepts of control system, as well as what is the classification of control system we are going to study, and also various types of control system we discuss in this particular module, and controllers as well. So when you look at this introduction, we can say that first we need to understand what is, if I want to understand the control system, first we need to know the what is the definition of system and as well as what is the control system. So system can be defined as it is an arrangement of different physical components. See here, when I say the arrangement of different physical components, so there are, it's not a single component. We have a number of components which are arranged in a particular order to get the desired output, or to get the some objective, So that is what you can call it as a system. So a system is an arrangement of or a combination of different physical components connected or related in such a manner so as to form an entire unit to attain a certain objective, or we can say some certain output. Okay, so this is what you can call as a system. So a system is nothing but an arrangement of physical components. That's all we can call it a system. So when you want to keep the control on the system which you have already arranged in a series of elements, then we can say it is a control system. So control system is an arrangement of different physical components connected in such a manner so as to what? We need to regulate. So we need to direct, we need to direct or command. Okay, so itself to achieve the certain objective. So in order to have the control on the system, one more element which you can add as called as a controller. So that's why the system will become control system. So control system, you can say, means the control means it's regulate or a direct or command. So control system can be defined as it is an arrangement of different physical components or elements which are connected in such a manner so as to regulate, direct or command itself or some other systems as well. Okay, so we can define in a different way. You can system, maybe it is a physical system, or it may be a biological system, or it may be a ecological system. So we have different types of systems as well. Okay, so then any control system consists of three essential components. So before going to this, we can have some example on this particular system. System, which, as I told you, that it's a physical system or ecological system. Any physical object which can be treated as a system. Any physical object, it can be treated as a system. So, like if you take the lamp, lamp itself is a physical system which is made up of glass, and it has a what are the elements which is having it? It has the filament, it has the glass coverage, and then and these are all different elements which are to make that particular lamp as a system. So similarly, control system means if I have a light or a lamp, so that in order to regulate fan is one best example in the case of control or regulator or direct the system. So fan is a physical system which I can have different variations on the speeds. So I can control the speed of a fan by using my controller. Okay, by using my control regulator, we can call it as a regulator. Regulator is going to be act as a control on the particular physical system. So that is how the control system work. And so any control system, if you take, it consists of three essential components. One is input. That is what generally it is input, we can call it, but we can say in the control terminology it is called as a reference input. It is called as a reference input. And system, or we can call it as a process or a plant. It can has a number of names on which we are going to have the control, we can call it as a system, or we can call it as a plant, or we can call it as a process also. It may be chemical industries, we can call it as a process. And if it is a mechanical industries, we can call it as a plant or equipment or a machine. Okay, so likewise, we can call it as a different way. Okay. And one more very important component is output, because that is the one which you are going to have the desired output, or when you have the controller on the system, then it is called as a controlled output. So in control terminology, is input, system, and output. Input is referred as a reference input, and output is referred as a controlled output, because we are getting the output which are as you are using the controller. That's why it's called as a controlled output. Okay, so these are the three very important elements in any particular system. And one more element which I told, that it is a controller, and one more is which is not present in the system actually, but it is an external element which is going to disturb the system. That is called as a disturbance, also present in a particular what you call system. So we can say when you say the process or a plant or a system, okay, which can be defined as it is a portion of a system which is to be controlled. As I told that the system is the one which is going to be controlled, so as the controller, as I said here, the three basic elements. Among these three, other than these three, we are going to use one more called as a controller in between input and as well as the system. In between the input and the system, we are going to use the one controller. So the controller, what actually the controller does, the controller is going to regulates or controls the plant or a process. The plant or a process, as I told, the system can be called as in a different names. So as I told, the controller is going to take the control action, or which controls the plant or a process is called as a controller. So as I told that output is which is controlled output, and the disturbance as well, it's the external, which is not present in this three elements which we discussed, but it is always there in any control system. It is called as a disturbance or a noise, we can call it as in a different way names. Disturbance, which you say, it is a signal which tends to it is going to affect the system, which is going to affect the output of the system. That is called as a disturbance. So which going to affect the output is, within the plant or within the process or within the system, that is called as a disturbance. So disturbance we can define as a signal which tends to adversely affect the value of the output of a system. So you may have internal disturbance in the system itself, or it may have the external disturbance also, which is outside the system, So this is very important, which you need to nullify this disturbance, maximum reduce this disturbance by keeping some feedback element and all those. And this is how the control system contains any three elements. As we told that the input is in the sense it is a reference input, which is a stimulus or an excitation which is going to be applied to a system from an external energy sources. So as we told that the input is applied signal or excitation signal which is applied to a control system or a plant or a process from an external energy source in order to produce a specified output, a specified output. So if we take the fan example itself, the input energy source is going to be electrical energy, and we are expecting the output means variation in the speed. Okay, variation in the speed. So depending on the requirement, we are going to variate the speed of the system. And output, if I say a system, generally we have defined of what is a system in the beginning itself, so no need of once again saying that system. Okay, and output, as we discussed, that the output is nothing but it is a signal which is of our means what is our requirement. Based on the requirement, we need the response from the system, for the given input, that is called as the output. Okay, so an output is the actual response obtained from the system. So that is how the three elements which are defined. Other than these three, we discussed two more elements which is called as controller and as well as disturbance. So these are so very important in any particular control system. If you take, it has all these five things. And as we discussed, the classification of control system here, when it comes to the classification of control system, it may be of any one of the following type. One is the man-made control system, or a natural control system, or a biological, natural and biological, or biological system, and hybrid consisting of man-made and natural or biological. So this is a combinational control system. We can call it as combinational control system. So basically, the classification of this control system can be of these three following types. So what is a man-made control system? So man-made control system is nothing but say we can use in our, we can see in our daily life, right? So example is going to be automobile. Example is going to be an automobile, because it is you are going to control the speed of a vehicle. So that is one example which we can say, and that is a good example of man-made control system. And also say vehicles and switches, switches in the sense, as I told, that the fan is going to be you're going to control this variation in the speed. So that is also one kind of man-made control system, because we are going to switch on and switch off so that is called an on-off controller. We can call it as on-off. Switch is called as a on-off controller. So that is one kind of man-made control system. So when you come to the natural or biological, we can say the biological systems all which are inside the human being, what is going to be happen, respiratory system, and we can say respiratory system, as well as temperature controls in the human body, because the human body is always at the temperature of, irrespective of the external environment. We'll be having the temperature at 37 degrees Celsius. So that is how the human body is going to control or regulates its temperature of the human body at a same constant temperature, irrespective of the external, because the variation is different for the different geographical locations, and but still the maintaining the body's temperature is one of the man-made natural control system. And also biological system, your whatever you take to consume the food, and how it will process, everything is under the biological system. What is happening inside the man, that is all also natural control system. That's all comes under the natural control system. And combinational control system is nothing but which is combining of two, what is man-made as well as natural. So combinational control system, we can say that combining of natural and man-made. So you're a driver driving a vehicle is one example. So driver is a biological system, because here the biological system is nothing but your hands also involved in controlling the vehicle, and your eyes is also involved in controlling the vehicle, and your legs is also involved in the controlling the vehicle. So here it is a natural control system, which brain as well as actuator as your hand, and your eyes acts as a sensor. So these are the three elements which are part of your control system of you riding your vehicle, driver riding a vehicle, two-wheeler or four-wheeler, whatever it is. So in this combination of control system. we can say this three major classification. Thing and time invariant means which is the time is constant and more than one at the order of the system. I mean, said to be nonlinear means if it is having the equation. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I lost. I think my signal is lost, right? So
Yes, sir. We couldn't hear you for 1 minute, sir.
1 minute. Okay, fine, right. So we're still discussing about the different types of, I mean, classification of control system. Okay. So we were discussing. Have I shared my this one PPT?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Yeah, 1 minute. 1 minute. I'll share. Okay, right. Sorry, some technical issue. Okay, fine. Anyhow, is it okay now? Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Right.
Yes, sir.
So now, so we discussed the different classification of control system. Three other than these three, also we discussed a few, and we have about time varying control system, time invariant control system. So what is meant by time varying control system in the sense where the parameters of the system, is varying with the time, that is called as time varying. Where the parameters of the system is not varying or independent of the time is called as a invariant system. So, and also we discussed this what you call continuous time and discrete time control system. So what is meant by continuous time in the sense continuous time control system, which are the system variables are the functions of continuous time.
Sir, which slide are you sharing, sir?
Hello.
Which slide are you sharing, sir?
No, this one only classification I have not mentioned. Other than these three we are discussing, which we have discussed previous.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, that is what. Other than these three, I'm just giving, but I have not put in the slides. So I straight away, as per your syllabus, I have put open loop control system and closed loop control system. But other than this, we have three more. But just I'm giving a definitions. What are the lumped parameter system? What are meant by distributed parameter system and all those? That is what I'm discussing here. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. And so when you say this lumped parameter system, when I'm going to define a particular control system with ordinary differential equations like d square x by dt square, then it is a lumped parameter system. When you say any control system which is distributed parameter control system, then if I define that described by partial differential equation, that is dou square x by dou t square, so then it is called as a distributed parameter control system. So, and single input and single output, we know that we have as one input and one output. It's a kind of almost all open loop control systems are single input and single loop output control system. And multiple input and multiple output system, if you take, there are example, we have a washing machine itself, a big example of multiple input and multiple output control system. So other than these, as I told that other than these three, we have discussed around 5 to 6, but still this open loop control system and closed loop control system are very important as per your syllabus point of view, right? So other than the syllabus which we discussed around 6 classification, now we will come to the types of control system. One is open loop control system, the other one is closed loop control system. So open loop control system in which the control action is independent of the output. Open loop control system is defined as in which the control action is independent of the output. It means that what? So the output, whatever the output you get, it cannot have any control. It cannot have any control on the output. It cannot have any control on the output. That is what you can call as open loop control system. So it doesn't have any control or regulating or directing on the output. So that is what it is, totally independent of the output how you get. Okay, so a system in which output is dependent in the input or dependent on the input. Here I can say it is output is dependent on the input given, but it is not dependent on the output. But it's not dependent on the outputs. Output depends on the input. Output depends on the input, but not input. I mean, controller cannot take any action on the output. So here, open loop control system in which the control action is independent of the output, but not on the input. So we can define very clearly that a system in which the output is dependent on the input loop control system. When it comes to the closed loop control system, we can say that here in which the control action is dependent on the output, whereas the open loop control system is totally independent on the output, whereas the closed loop control system is dependent on the output and are generally called as feedback control system. So a system in which the controlling action or input, we can say, or input is dependent on the output or changes in the output is called as a closed loop control system. So the basic definition of control system, open loop control system and closed loop control system is very important. So in simple way, we can say that the open loop control system in which the output is dependent on the input, but the control action is totally independent on the output of the system. So that is what you can call as an open loop control system. Similarly, closed loop control system in which the control action is somehow dependent on the output and are generally called as feedback control system. And also it has a different name, feedback control systems also. Okay, closed loop control system in which the control action is somehow dependent on the output and are all generally called as feedback control system. So next, coming to the in broad way explanation of open loop control system or open loop system. In short, we can call it as open loop system. So as we discussed, it is a system in which the control action is independent of output. So and also here, see, there is a reference input. So as I told that there is an input, and in the beginning of the class, any control system, any system will be having input, process, and output. But here, when it comes to the control system, we have the reference input. Okay, we have the reference. The input is referred as a reference input. The output is called as a controlled output. Why it is called controlled output? Because we are using the controller to get our required output. To get the required output, that's why it's called as a controlled output. So when it talks about the each reference input, there is a corresponding output. So whatever the input you give, then there is a corresponding output for the given input, and this accuracy of the system depends on the calibration of the system. So generally the closed loop control system has better accuracy, is high than the open loop control system. So its accuracy is not that much compared to the closed loop control system. In the presence of noise and disturbances of the open loop control will not perform satisfactorily. Means because here, if there is any disturbance in the plant or within the process or within the system, then this controller cannot take any effect. Controller cannot take any effect on this particular process, so the output will not get properly. So that's why in the presence of noise or a disturbance in the open loop control system, the system will not perform satisfactorily. So generally this open loop control system is represented in this manner. That is reference input, then there is a controller between the reference input and the plant, then it will give us the input signal. The controller signal will be given to the plant, and then it gives the controlled output, So when it talks about this open loop control system, I have taken one example. We can take n number of examples we have, but we can use the automatic toaster system is also one of the best example. I can say here washing machine, automatic washing machine, bread toaster, clay traffic signal, and all those. You can use this. So here I'll just explain a simple example, traffic light controller. So traffic signals, among all these examples, you can go through and then come out. So in the traffic signals, means traffic flow control system, which you might have seen in a daily life. So here we use the time. Time is a dependent parameter, right? So here it doesn't depend on the flow of the traffic. So the flow density of the traffic, or density of the traffic, we can talk about. So it cannot depend on the density of the traffic, but it only time dependent, means there is a time interval given 60 seconds, 90 seconds, or 120 seconds, depending in the locations. Okay, the traffic and on the road, which becomes is not constant, right? Sometimes during the morning time it will be more, and during the mid noon it will be very less. So in the evenings, once again, it will become more traffic. So it is not so constant. It's very different. It depends on the time. So here the sequence and the duration are controlled by only relay switches. So we'll be having the relays here in the controlling of your times. That means we're red to green, green to blue, or green to yellow, and then this controlled by your time duration. It is not controlled by the density of the traffic, by looking at the density of the traffic at particular way. So that is why it does not depend on the output. Only it depends on the input. Means input is given as relays, that is time intervals. So that is why it is called one of the open loop control system. Similarly, we have different examples. Like one more example I can give you, that automatic door opening and closing of the system. I think you might have seen the malls. When you are entering into it automatically opens the door and it automatically closes the door when you enter into the malls. So here it is a photosensitive devices are going to use, means so when a person is going to be interrupt the light, which is photo device which is going to generate, okay, then it will opens the door. So a person is going to interrupt the signal of photo device signal, then automatically the door opens for a particular specific time. Then when the person passes through the door, then light becomes continuous, then it goes close the door. So here when the interruption in the light, then automatically it opens the door, and there is no interruption in the light, then automatically it will close the door. So that is how the automatic door opening and closing of the system can be happen with the photosensitive devices. So these are not only these examples, we have a lot of examples. And you can go through that. I give some 2 examples whenever they are asked in the exam. So any two examples with a concerned, like, no, as I told you here, the block diagram. Here I have given a block diagram like this, which the open loop control system is going to be. So here I have given an example, but not explained, but I have given bread toaster. Toaster is also one of the things. You might have seen that toaster. So you have put, say for example, the quality of the toast is depends on the time, right? You might give for 1 minute or 2 minutes. If you give more than 3 minutes, then it will become black. It will become black. So it depends on the time. The toast, the quality of the toast depends on the time for which the toast is, you are going to heat it, right? If you heat the bread for more than 3 or 4 minutes, it will become as a black. But you cannot have the control on the color of this particular toaster or bread. So it is generally light brown is called as a very quality of toast, very quality of toast. So here, depending on the time setting, the bread is simply heated on the system, right? So the toast quality is going to be, because we are going to taste the bread. So we can say the light brown, we can say when it turns to the light brown, then we can say it is a good quality of toast. So it is the time, and also it is the user has no effect on the inputs, because he can give only the 2 minutes or 3 minutes and all those. The output of this bread toast, it may be a black or a dark brown or a light brown and all those, it may come. So we cannot have any control on the quality of the bread. So that is also one of the open loop control system. So these are some of the examples which we discussed. And when it comes to the advantages, yes, open loop control system have its own advantages. So we can say systems are very simple in construction and design, and very economical as well, and also very convenient when the output is difficult to measure. When output is going to be difficult to measure, I can use this kind of open loop control system. And of course, not with a highly stable system. Open loop systems are, we can say it is a highly stable system, but not accurate, and is easy for maintenance as well. Okay, it is not for, I mean, as I told that the stability point of view is very easy, and maintenance is also very easy, economical, and simple in construction. All these very important advantages of your open loop system. The stability point of view, if you look at closed loop control system, is not of much stable than the open loop control system. Right. So coming to the disadvantages of the open loop system. So as I told, it is not accurate, because here the output is independent, totally controlled. So totally independent. Control action is totally independent on the output. So that's why it gives inaccurate results and unreliable, because accuracy is dependent on the accuracy of calibration. So we discussed in the open loop control system, accuracy of calibration decides the accuracy of the system, control system. As there is no controlling on the output, so these systems are inaccurate and unreliable. And also we can say it gives the inaccurate results are obtained with the parameter variations and internal system. As there is any disturbance in the system that cannot be sensed by the controller, because as I told that the controller cannot, because after the controller, the plant or process is there, this disturbance cannot be given back to the controller. So that is why this gives the inaccurate results. This gives the inaccurate results. So that is one disadvantages. And also, to maintain quality and accuracy, recalibration of the control is very necessary from time to time. So if I want to maintain at least a quality of this control system, recalibration of the controller is very much required. Okay, so these are the very disadvantages of this open loop control system. And we go with closed loop control system. Okay, so in the closed loop control system, it is a system in which the control action depends on the output. As we discussed, the system in which the control action depends on the output is called as a closed loop control system. Whereas in the input, open loop control system, we told that the control action is totally independent on the output. Here, control action depends on the output. So in closed loop control system, the actuating error signal, which is the difference between the input signal and the feedback signal, that is the error signal which is going to be generated. Error signal is going to be generated, which is the difference between the input signal and the feedback signal by the comparator. The elements of the closed loop system, which you can call as command, reference, error detector. Error detector is also called as comparator. Error detector is also called as comparator. So here, the difference between the input signal and the feedback signal is nothing but error. That is what we are going to generate the error by the comparator. A device called comparator is there to generate the error by comparing the input signal and as well as the feedback signal. So here, by comparing the input signal and the feedback signal, we are going to generate the error by the use of comparator, and this error signal is fed to the controller to take the control action on the process. So that is how the closed loop control system works. Means how the error signal is going to be generated. The difference between the input signal and the feedback signal is fed to the controller. So how the error signal is going to generate, that is by comparator. So comparator is the one of the element in the closed loop control system which compares. The name itself says compares the input signal and the feedback signal. So feedback signal is nothing but output signal. Feedback signal is nothing but output signal. So if I mention here the feedback signal, that is nothing but is the output signal. That's what I mentioned in the bracket. Okay. So feedback signal is nothing but output. So the comparison between the input signal and the output signal then gives the error. That error will be given to the controller. So the controller then takes the control action on the process if there is any deviation in the output. So the elements of any closed loop system, we have a command, reference input, error detector, control element, and very importantly feedback element. So here, if there is, this is a simple block diagram which represents any control system. If you look at this, we have a reference input, and this is the feedback element which sends the output here, and that will be given back to the. Here is the comparator, where the input signal and the feedback signal both will be compared, and then it generates the error like this. So when it generates the error like this, E of t, which is input to the controller, then it gives out the output. Gives out the output which is called as a controlled output or controller output. So that will be fed to the plant to take the if there is any deviation. Then the plant has to act according to this controller input signal here. Then it gives the controlled output. So until the error becomes 0, this feedback element keeps working on it, and then it gives the controlling error signal given to the controllers so that it will take the control action on the plant, and so that it will give the error-free output or zero error output. So then the control output will be measured. So here the accuracy of the system is high. Compared to the open loop control system is high. So when it comes to the elements which are present in a closed loop control system is command. The command is the externally produced input and independent of the feedback control system. And the second one is the reference input is nothing but it is the input which is produce the standard signals proportional to the command. And the error detector, which I told that error detector receives the measured signal and compare with the reference input. And the difference of these two signals produces the error signal. So the error signal is nothing but error detector is nothing but this. This one is called as error detector or comparator also. So this one, which is circle and X symbol is there, that is called as a comparator or error detector. Okay. So the error detector receives the measured signal. That is measured signal is nothing but the reference signal, and compare with the reference. Measured signal is measured signal is the feedback element. Means from here to it comes because we are measuring this output and it is giving back to this comparator or error detector. So here the error signal, the measured signal is going to be compared with the reference signal, and the error is going to be generated. So the difference of these two signals is called as a error. So that is how the error is going to be generated by error detector or comparator. Next, coming to the control elements. Yes, very important is control element in the closed loop control system. This regulates the output according to the signal obtained from the error detector. So there is a output which is depending on the, say for example, error. So the control element is going to act according to the error given by the error detector, and it regulates the output according to that. So controlled system. So this represents what we are controlling by feedback loop. So without feedback loop, we cannot get the controlled output. So feedback element is very much important in the case of closed loop control system. So here this element feedback is the output to the error. I mean, the element, this element means feedback element is going to feed the output to the error detector for comparison with the reference input. For comparison with the reference input. So we have examples. Of course, we'll discuss these examples in the next class. Now it is the time for your quiz. So I have, please, those who have joined in the Google Classroom. All of you have joined the Google Classroom?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So now I think it will open by 10:15. So now the time is 10:13, I think. So just go to the Google Classroom now, all of you. It is scheduled at 10:50 and 10 minutes time is there. 10 minutes time is there. Okay. So answer all these questions. There are 5 questions I have given. Now what I have discussed today. Around 5 to 6 slides we discussed, right? Based on this, I have set questions, 5 questions. So you need to attend these questions. So using the Google Classroom, and also please enter your USN in the chat box who have not entered till now. Okay, so that will be taken as attendance, and also Google Classroom who attend the quiz, that will become a proof for attendance as well. Okay, right. I stop recording now.